Hi there, this presentation is on the Dacxi Coin listing process, and we've created it for those people that own the coins, or maybe you're thinking of the coin, or maybe you're just looking at what we're doing. And what we want to do is to explain the actual listing process, because we find that people have a fundamental misunderstanding of how you list a cryptocurrency and also make it valuable to reflect its underlying value. And so what we want to do is to spend the time to explain what we think the strategy. We hope it's valuable. The first thing obviously is to explain that we're not providing any investment, financial or trading advice, and you need to do your own due diligence. We just suggest that if you're going to do that, make sure you talk to someone who actually understands this area. So when it comes to the Dacxi coin, we believe it's the world's first wealth building coin, because we need this currency to help develop our unique crypto wealth network, and then more importantly, power our global innovation funding system, and we're going to talk about that. So when we look at the marketplace, we call it crypto wealth, because when you look at this technology, crypto technology, it has many use cases, but you can split it into two, with the first one being cryptocurrencies, which is what we're all talking about at the moment. The currency means the value is driven by the demand, okay, which is what Dacxi Coin is. It's a cryptocurrency, and its value is not driven by any asset underneath the token, what's called the token. Okay, it's based on the demand that's created because of the marketplace and people who are using it. Now, what most people don't realize is that there is a next wave after cryptocurrencies, where the crypto technology uses tokens to represent assets. And that marketplace, they're saying, may be as much as 10 to 20 times the scale of cryptocurrencies. And that's important when it comes to Dacxi. So we saw that in 2017. And what we did is we looked at how people were interacting with cryptocurrencies today. And we realized that you have people who are traders and people who are just basically having a gamble on cryptocurrency. They don't know much about the marketplace, very short-term thinking. And then you could look at that in a different way, which is how you look at any asset class, and you look at it on a wealth building attitude. So that's a longer term view. It's actually based on a different group of people, the sort of wealth builders, the people who have the wealth, not millennials. Okay, but you need a different sort of platform that provides a level of support and education and security and understanding that the current cryptocurrency platforms simply don't provide. So it's a different sort of thinking. And when we looked at the crypto market actually back in 2017, we recognized how the market was going to develop, and that this area of wealth is going to be huge, and so we specialized on that. And so what we did was we said, hey, look, we'll develop a platform that we call a crypto wealth platform, but it's got to be based on a local country. It's got to be heavily regulated, and it's got to support people not just in the short term but in the long term. And a wealth investor in crypto invests more than 10 times a gambler. Okay, and they need, as I said, to be supported properly. Now we did that, and then we said, hey, look, you could actually put all the platforms, and you could put them in countries all around the world, and you could link them all together. And by having the shared technology, by having shared marketing and shared branding and shared experiences, then that would make that local crypto wealth platform a lot more powerful in that fight for the wealth builders in that country. So for us as an organization, Dacxi is building a global crypto wealth network of local platforms, okay? And we have already launched in many countries, and by the end of this year, this platform will be anywhere between 30, 50, potentially as many as 100 platforms. Next year, we'll license all those platforms and create something quite unique in the crypto wealth world. And to drive that, the coin is used for customer acquisition and growth, and it's currently being used in that. So that global network actually creates another opportunity. And what it does, it creates an opportunity to launch a totally new way of funding innovation. And so to really make that happen, we will launch next year a new sort of platform, global platform, based on a new blockchain technology called the Dacxi chain. And what that will allow us to do is to do what's called tokenized crowdfunding or innovation funding. And the potential opportunities there are just fantastic. It literally is a $1 trillion marketplace because it'll unleash innovation funding in a way that is currently not done today, and using this technology. And what the Dacxi coin will be used is to be able to send money anywhere in the world within our ecosystem very, very effectively, very, very quickly. The coin is also then used to pay for the blockchain fees, okay? And lastly, to make that happen and create liquidity, we're going to launch a special sort of exchange that we've already built, and that will allow the tokens to be liquid, and the coin will be used like they are with a lot of exchanges to add those benefits. So if you can imagine, stage one, build the global network that we're already in the process of doing, and then launch this new blockchain-based system on top to really revolutionize innovation funding. So that's what we're doing, and the coin, as I hope you can see, is vital to make all of that happen. And therefore, as a business, we need the Dacxi coin to be globally traded, to be highly liquid cryptocurrency, okay? It's not just some sort of idea that's on the side of the project. It is fundamental to certainly make the second part, which is really the buzz of our business, the innovation funding. Okay, so for us, that coin is therefore used as a niche. We consider ourselves a very specific niche business. It's not very obvious today, but we believe that it's going to be very large. So, you know, if the wider crypto coins are a sort of a Facebook, we consider ourselves as more of a LinkedIn. Now, when it comes to crypto coins, liquidity is everything. And so when you see the way a coin is normally launched, tech company creates a really cool idea. They raise money through an ICO or IEO or IDO as they're called now. They list on an exchange, but they don't really develop the sort of base of trading. So the coins become illiquid, and so you never really gain the value if you own them. All right, and the coin doesn't become valuable in the ecosystem. So, you know, that's what normally happens. And so when people look at coins, they think of it that way, even experts, because they really don't understand the way it works. And so what I want to do now is just to explain actually how it works, because the reality is there's like 100 new coins created and listed every week, 100 new coins, okay? And so if you want to have a global coin, you need major trading liquidity, which you only get through being listed on the major trading exchanges. And so what happens is that just doesn't happen overnight. And so listing a coin is not an event like, oh, the coin is listed. It's actually a process of building that liquidity by launching on exchanges and developing the story. And so when we look at that, that is the process that we need to do. And what drives liquidity is when we see it. If you look on CoinMarketCap, you will see the volume of all the coins. If you click each coin, you will see that those coins are listed on numerous exchanges. But what's important here is to understand that those exchanges are trading exchanges, not just investment. These are trading exchanges. And so, you know, the first lesson is liquidity comes from the trading exchange. And the second lesson is that all exchanges are not equal. And we rate them in tiers, where tier 4 is the lowest, tier 1 is the biggest, and there's only maybe 6 or 7 of tier 1 exchanges. And they have tens of millions of traders. They have billions, if not tens of billions worth of daily trading. But the key thing to understand here is they don't list a lot of coins. Remember, there's sort of 9,500 coins today, and they only list a few. And obviously those are probably the same coins that are being listed. So you really need to get on tier 1 exchanges, but you literally have to be one of the sort of top 2 or 3% of coins, okay? So tier 2 exchanges, there's about 25. They have millions of traders. They have, daily volumes of hundreds, if not billions of dollars worth of trading. And these are absolutely vital that you get on the tier 2, to have a chance of being on the tier 1. Now, to get on the tier 2s, you've got to go on the tier 1s first normally. And the challenge with tier 3s is that, some tier 3s only focus on the top coins. The other tier 3s, they focus on new coins. And so you can see a process developing here. Now, if you want to have a credible coin, you got to be on the big guys, which means you got to be in that very small number of coins that justify that. Now, the key, therefore, is to attract the traders. You got to end up on the first page of CoinMarketCap. It's like being on the first page of Google. You got to be there. And what was interesting thing that you notice is that if you look at the end of the first page, i.e. the first 100 on CoinMarketCap, you'll see a value. If you look at the end of the 200, the second page of the 200th largest coin, it has a value of sort of 100 million value when this presentation was done. But the weird thing is 200 is 100, but 201 is 3 billion. It's like 30 times the size. And the reason for that is a little known fact, which says that if you want to be in the first 200 coins, you have to list on at least 3 of these exchanges. There are 17 tier 1 and 2 exchanges, and the way they do a credibility test is they say, hey, look, if you're not listed on at least 3 of these exchanges, you don't get in the top 200. So for us, obviously, it's critical that the process achieves that. And with our objective, we believe we justify a top 50 crypto, but we have to do the work to justify that. And we think we can do that because it's based on demand. And as I said before, we've got this building this unique global network. And then crypto wealth has all these different areas of tokenizing currencies and precious metals and companies and assets like property, bonds, royalty, and innovative shares, which we then, that's that whole story around the innovation system and the blockchain and our unique blockchain. And this blockchain is unique to our world. It's like the Ethereum of the crypto wealth market, and we're launching a whole platform based on that next year. And so when we look at the different use cases of the currency, there's 4 big ones, but the key thing is that they're used to drive this new innovative platform, and the value of that is very, very significant. And blockchain coins are the story today. So tokens, so this token revolution is based on blockchain, so it's like infrastructure, okay? It's like infrastructure. And those blockchains that attract the tokens for the future are obviously the ones that are going to have the value. And we're already seeing that, where we've had this boom in what's called blockchain coins. They have a combined value of something like $500 billion. We've seen Cardano boom this year. We've seen Polkadot boom this year. We've seen Binance Coin go absolutely crazy. And the reason why Binance Coin has boomed like this is because it's not just a blockchain coin, it also has this massive marketing machine. That's why, in fact, it's the 3rd largest coin in the world. It's gone up, 40 times this year. It's incredible. And that works for Dacxi because Unlike lots of the other companies who just sit there and say, we got great technology, we also have this marketing machine with the technology. And that's why we feel as though we can justify such a prestigious top 50 coin listing. But to do that, as I said, we've got to go through these stages. You've got to do tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. So we're going on the tier tier 3. We've probably already done it by the time you watch this. Crex24, reputable, really small exchange, but it's a pioneer for coins. Okay, then in the June through to March, through to September period, we'll list on 4 tier 2 exchanges. We've gone through all the process with the exchanges, and that will mean that we can justify this top 200 listing. We have a big investment process to educate the traders, to ensure that we create the community and the demand, and they understand what we're doing. Okay, traders aren't stupid. They're obviously looking for the hot new deal. We believe that we're delivering that hot new deal for them. Okay, and it'll position us in that small group of people, like 2 or 3% of the marketplace, that are on the major exchanges. And because of all the work we're going to do in that, it should give us the momentum such that the major tier 1 exchanges go, hey, look, this is the next coin that we want to list on our marketplace, and that's how we get to our top 50 coins. So 3 stages, and the point here is that the value in our coin, it will only really be realized when we get to that momentum stage, when we get onto those tier 1 exchanges. And we want you to appreciate that, we've done an enormous amount of work. It's a huge cost to get accepted by such a number of tier 2 exchanges. Okay, we're not allowed to tell you who they are. They won't let us, and they only announce it essentially on the listing. Okay, because they're interested in their business, not our business. Okay, but collectively these organizations have over 10 million customers. They got turnover of over 5 billion a day. It's a major liquidity event. Obviously the tier 1s are bigger, but when you combine enough exchanges together, they really have the power. For us, we have a whole lot of work to build that community, to educate them, to get them to trust that what we're doing is exciting and has huge value. But for us, what we want you to do is to come on this journey, to actually say, hey, look, this is something that you come through to next year, because that's where the value is really going to be reflected. We've got these 3 stages. We think you're crazy if you would want to sell in the first 2 stages. That would be, like selling Bitcoin at $5,000. You'll always regret it. But the key thing is our coin value is based on dominating a clear niche, a logical niche that we obviously want you to be part of, to understand and for you to get the value of doing that. So we hope you enjoyed this presentation. We hope you appreciate the detail that we want to give you to ensure that you understand how this listing works. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.